For thousands of years, humanity has looked to the horizon and wondered what lies beyond. But there's another frontier we've explored far less, the one beneath the waves. Today, we map the ocean floor with satellites and sonar, piercing the darkness of the abyss with technology that would have seemed like sorcery to our ancestors. Or would it? What if I told you that ancient mariners sailing in wooden vessels under star-filled skies might have possessed knowledge of the deep ocean that we're only now beginning to rediscover? This isn't science fiction. The evidence suggests something extraordinary about what our ancestors truly understood. Consider this. In 1929, a group of historians examining the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul made a discovery that would haunt oceanographers for decades. They found a map, the Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral, that appeared to show the coastline of Antarctica with remarkable accuracy. Then there's the matter of deep-sea sounding. We picture ancient sailors with simple lead lines, probing shallow waters near shore. But what if their methods were more sophisticated than we imagine? Some historical accounts describe weighted lines stretching to extraordinary lengths, deployed in the open ocean where no bottom should have been reachable. A weighted line doesn't need to touch bottom to provide information. Perhaps the most overlooked source of deep ocean knowledge came from the creatures that actually lived there. Ancient seafarers weren't just sailors. They were hunters, fishermen, and observers of marine life. They noticed that certain whales surfaced only in specific locations, often far from land. They observed that some fish species appeared in particular areas during specific seasons. They watched as sperm whales, creatures that dive to depths exceeding 3,000 feet, emerged with squid species that live only near underwater mountains. Every animal behavior was a clue, a data point in an accumulated map of the unseen world below. Volcanic activity offered another window into the abyss. Ancient mariners would have witnessed the ocean boiling as underwater volcanoes erupted, sometimes giving birth to new islands overnight. They would have noticed that certain areas of the sea were warmer than others, even far from shore, markers of hydrothermal vents and volcanic hotspots on the seafloor. By tracking these thermal anomalies, noting their locations relative to stars and currents, they could have built a map of underwater volcanic ridges that we now know span the entire globe. The truth is likely more mundane, but no less remarkable. Ancient seafarers probably mapped the deep ocean through accumulated observation over thousands of years. Each generation of mariners added to a body of knowledge, noticing patterns, testing theories, passing down information through oral traditions and primitive charts. A volcanic eruption here, an unusual wave pattern there, the migration route of a whale pod, the location where a particular current strengthens. Each observation was a pixel in an image that slowly came into focus over centuries. Today, our satellite maps reveal underwater mountain ranges, deep trenches, and volcanic ridges that ancient peoples somehow knew existed. We find archaeological evidence of transoceanic voyages that should have been impossible without detailed knowledge of currents shaped by seafloor topography. We discover that traditional navigation methods, when tested, prove remarkably accurate, even by modern standards. The question isn't whether ancient seafarers possessed knowledge of the deep ocean. The evidence suggests they did. The question is how much they knew, and how much of that knowledge we've lost. The ocean floor holds countless mysteries, but perhaps none as profound as the possibility that we're not the first to chart its depths. Somewhere beneath the waves, or buried in archives we haven't yet explored, there might be maps that would revolutionize our understanding of ancient civilizations. This is the story of human ingenuity, of our species' relentless drive to understand the world around us, even the parts we cannot see. Subscribe to Through Time and share this story, because history isn't just about dates and names. It's about the extraordinary capabilities of ordinary people who refuse to accept the limits of their world.